Hey guys, there breaking news as it pertains to the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers hire Arthur Smith to be their next offensive coordinator. Now, I didn't know much about him. I only know him from Atlanta being their head coach, but I heard that he was the offensive coordinator for the Titans during that run, and the amount of running that he did and got, and you look at guys who he had there. He had the run game going with Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry really didn't have any backup. That's why he was mainly the one getting the ball. But if you look at it, I think it's at 25 or 3,500 yards. With him as the offensive coordinator for the Titans. I believe it's something like from 2013 or something to 2012, 2013 to 2020. And it I'm glad to see that it's much of a more weight off my chest knowing that he's got the resume and he's got the years of experience as the offensive coordinator, which is what Pittsburgh was looking for. I know this ain't exactly that, you know, that Eric Bieniemy type signing this Ben Johnson type of guy. Look, Ben Johnson and Eric Bieniemy want coaching jobs. Will they get it? I don't. I know Ben Johnson will. I don't know if Eric Bieniemy, because I don't know how organizations will feel because of his past history. Poor guy. But here's what I think: if Bieniemy hasn't done anything bad up to this point, why the hell do you hold that against him? Like, the man wants to come in and be a head coach. He doesn't want to be a coordinator the rest of his career. But he's okay with it. Now, biggest thing is we wanted a offensive coordinator that will give you different stuff. He, in a way, does that. He doesn't do as much because he's more of a ground and pound, which is the Steelers' way. That's been the Steelers' way for years. But I'll say this. I'll take a phrase from Mike Tomlin, what he said back in 2008. He said, when I walk by in a hall, I see 5 Lombardis, not 5 rushing titles. The issue is winning. So this is going to be. I think that this is a good. Oh, I'm so freaking ass backwards. Please excuse my mumbling. I haven't fully woken up yet today. I think it's a good signing. You got somebody who can run the ball with, or have a good run game. He's not afraid to get involved in the passing, which he's shown in Atlanta. I get people said, well, he had Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, and all that. Like, yeah, he mainly had those two. Those were his. Those were the only threats that he's had in Atlanta. So I'm not going to shade too much on him for that. Like, if you only got Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson as your best players on that offense, not putting anything against the other guys, I'm sure they do great. But when you have to rely solely on 2 different players, you're not going to get much done. On Pittsburgh, on the other hand, we have more, in a sense, we have more weapons than what Atlanta currently has at their disposal. Um, I'm not throwing any shade towards them. That's just me being honest. I give my honest opinion, and that's my job when I come on here. I told you I would give you guys my honest opinion. And that is what my answer is. He did not really have much there. So, thus, we can sit here and say that, oh, hey, this could be a blessing in disguise, or this could be just going downhill. Give him time to adjust to in the coordinating system with our team, which he's already got the years of experience at coordinator. So Arthur Smith is no amateur whatsoever when it comes to experience at the coordinator position. That's what we wanted. We wanted a experienced coordinator who had those years under his belt, and he's had it for a solid minute. When you're talking about from like 2012 or 2013 all the way to 2020, that just gives you, where he was before as I think it was like a system head coach or something, assistant head coach or something. Moving up to coordinator and doing what he did for the Titans, who, let's be honest, up until that point, Derrick Henry really wasn't. Let's say this: the team didn't help him at all. Derrick Henry's Derrick Henry. I'm not going to throw shade at him, but you give somebody a confident offensive coordinator that they can have their confidence in and their belief in, and believing that he can get the job done for them and put those plays together, that can help pretty damn good. And that's what they did here. Again, it all depends on what your goal is as a team. And this is how I look at it. We could have gotten guys like Eric Bieniemy. And yeah, would that be great? Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that would choose Eric Bieniemy over Arthur Smith. Very good reasons. I mean, comparing the two, you have one that doesn't have a Super Bowl under their belt. This one has, 3 under his belt before he left? I'm not sure. Don't clown me in the comments below because, again, that's just me taking a guess. But it goes to the fact of what we want to do. We want to run the ball, pound the rock, run the rock up the field, and get those first downs. Next, what we need to do is get a offensive lines coach, because the one we got now, he's not it. Now, a lot of people say, oh, well, coaching doesn't have anything to do with it. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I don't know where the narrative came that coaching doesn't matter in football. I don't know what idiot came up with that notion. And just to point out, the conspiracy about the damn Super Bowl logo collars is now officially considered a fraud. Take that how you want. If you still want to believe that it's in favor of the teams that we watch, like the Ravens and stuff, not the case. So, yeah, enjoy football, enjoy it, and have fun with it. Or, it's like this. I'm the type of person that's like, yeah, I get upset when my team loses. that's the whole point of being a fan growing up. You're going to have emotions toward this team, whether it's good emotions or bad emotions. You're going to have to express that opinion. And that's what I do, and I'm not going to hide my own feelings towards this team. Now, if we're looking at it as a standpoint, we need a QB's coach. We need an offensive lines coach. We already got the coordinator down, so that's out. Yeah, just fill in those spots because Eddie Faulkner won't be going anywhere. I just, guys like Mike Sullivan, he's looking at different places, which I'm glad he is. He was one of the guys I was like, it really won't hurt us if we lose him. So, in all due respect, and, people that wanted Bieniemy and all that kind of stuff, listen, who's to say that Smith doesn't come in and show a little bit of a vertical offense? You just don't know. You don't know if that's what he'll do. In fact, in times, he has shown that he's willing to take, for instance, when I was watching them play against my Steelers, it was week 17, and I might be completely wrong. They go for a pass. Now, granted, they ultimately didn't get it and they lost the game to us, but that goes to show you he's not afraid to get aggressive. Arthur Smith is not afraid to get aggressive at times. And I know a lot of people will probably have their own opinions about him going forward. That's their right. Good for you. But knowing what I know now, it's a little bit more easier to sit here and say, yeah, we got a coordinator with experience. Now it's just to see what happens, now we just got to see what happens going forward. This whole thing is a big test for Pittsburgh. Now, if you know Pittsburgh and you are a diehard Steelers fan like I am, you'd bleed black and gold, you'll follow them into hell, all that. You know that the Steelers, when they get a confident offensive coordinator, they look good, but they just can't keep them. They never are able to retain their contracts. They want to go and do head coaching jobs, and who's to say that Smith won't want another head coaching job somewhere else after the 2024 season? But this is a big year also for Mike Tomlin to let these guys do their thing. Now, Matt Canada sucked. I don't think that any of us are going to sit here and say that Matt Canada didn't suck. He sucked real bad. That people were literally just completely sitting there saying, okay, I made this move, but we all know that when it comes to offensive play callings, coaches have expressed their opinions on Tomlin, saying that he is the one calling the shots, even on defense. So, let guys like Terrell Austin run his playbook, let Arthur Smith run his playbook. Tomlin, you've got to be able to step back on that whole notion that you control the whole offense and defense. Let these guys do their thing, because at one point we got a glimpse in, for instance, last year in 2020, no, 2 years ago versus the, gosh, that's hard to believe I'm saying that now. 2 years ago, week one, the Steelers faced the Bengals, and their defense looked great. Their defense looked awesome. At times, now granted, ultimately we let the Bengals come back and tie the game. Uh, or no. It was yeah, it was overtime, and we ended up getting a pick six from, or no, was it pick six? Yeah, Minka Fitzpatrick, I believe, had a pick six in that game. I think he did. I did watch it, but again, you're asking me to look back 3 years ago. Or, yeah. Or no. 2 years ago, sorry. Um, so that gave the notion of what Terrell Austin can do when he's at the helm of his coordinating position. But the biggest question is, can Tomlin allow them to sit there and use their play calls? What if they don't want to use the Steelers playbook that we've had? That, in my mind, wouldn't be a bad thing, because we've ran the same stuff for years. It hasn't worked very much. Now, if you want my honest opinion on this signing, I'd say this is the best signing we've probably seen since Todd Haley. Now, the reason I say since Todd Haley is because this is the first time we went out of the organization to look at these experienced coordinators, and since Todd Haley left. So, in my mind, he kind of gives the feel of a Todd Haley type of coordinator. The way people talk about him, we know Todd Haley loved the Steelers' way. He loved running the ball. And I'm hoping that it changes next season, which, again, we're in the off season already. We're just waiting until the Super Bowl is over. I don't even know if anybody's going to watch that because of the Pride Day that they're trying to celebrate. And I doubt a lot of people aren't going to be watching that. And that would just be a crying shame to watch the Super Bowl. Again, I don't support the Pride Month stuff or the Pride shit that they do. Just my honest opinion. If they want to celebrate it, that's fine. But, again, I'm the type of person that loves football. And what I hopefully get to see next season is a confident offensive line, or a confident offense in general, a stout defense. Our corners play better, and geez, please let Levi Wallace walk in the offseason. He is so bad. He's had one good season. This will be his third season with us. And it's every time this son of a bitch ends up getting beat. It's like watching freaking not Arthur Millette, but who's that one? Artie Burns. And everybody knows how terrible that son of a bitch was. That dude couldn't tackle a fucking nosebleed. And he couldn't even pick off a ball half the time. His best year was his rookie year, and then afterwards he just went to shit. But in all factors, I think another thing in the offseason I would love to see this team work on is the position filling in the draft, not only in the draft but in free agency. Get us a more depth at corner, especially at safety. Um, it these positions need to be filled, and it showed this year why. Keanu Neal was not that good of a signing when we got him. I would, if you're going to keep him, I would use him in the box as somebody who can play linebacker and let him play downfield, because at times he did show that he can be a downfield hitter or a downhill player, which is his ultimate trait. If you watch the way he played with Pittsburgh, he is a downhill safety. Let him play in the box and be that honorary middle linebacker. Because I don't ever want to see Michael Walker in a Steeler uniform. That dude stinks. That dude gave up more yards than. Jeez. I that dude couldn't tackle a nosebleed if he could. So, my honest opinion, go out and look for good safeties that can, uh, not just sit there and let, um, fudge, I had a brain fart. Devontae KZ be the only one that is starting at that spot. You know what? Let's bring in somebody who can fight him for that position. And I think that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It would be honest competition. This is another reason why a lot of Steelers fans like me didn't want to let a player like Terrell Edmunds go, because he was so good at playing in the box as a linebacker and at his position at safety. He was physical. He was not afraid to get physical with other players, especially on passing plays. And I still to this day think that it was a mistake, letting him walk. You should have offered him a little bit more. So now we're in the crosshairs of right now where we're back to our old ways. Like, for instance, we got one good safety in Minkah Fitzpatrick who's willing to do it all, but I'm not totally against KZ. It's just I prefer that we bring in competition, somebody who can play physical, who can get those necessary interceptions, who has height, speed, and it doesn't have to be anybody crazy. I'm not talking about superstar or anything like that, but somebody who can come in that is solid competition, and if they don't win the job, well, then they can be a backup. And I just don't see how Keanu Neal is that dude. Unless he makes a major improvement going into the 2024 season, I don't see any reason he should remain on the team. And like I said, unless you want to use him as a box linebacker, which he has the build for it, he has the play recognition for it. He can, if he's got space, he can be sent through the middle of the offensive line to get to the quarterback. I think that would be a solid play. Granted, people are going to think, well, you haven't seen him play. Yes, I have. I've seen him play in his games. Even before Pittsburgh, I've seen a couple of his games. He is a solid downhill tackler at times. Not every time, but at times he can make plays. He ain't the best. Is he the best? No, he is not. But you can use him in those situations if you don't feel comfortable with the guys that you got at linebacker right now. Because, for instance, Cole Holcomb got hurt. He was having a solid season for us. And Landon Roberts was having a solid season. But it worries you when you have to sit there and rely on guys like Mark Robinson, who has very little reps at the linebacker position for Pittsburgh. Because that's the iffy part about Robinson. He's physical and he's fast, but he needs to work on his tackling and being able to read the ball, because being able to get those knockdowns or interceptions would be big, especially if you're at that linebacker position as a speedy guy who we haven't seen since Ryan Shazier. So, hopefully we'll be able to step it up in 2024 with the linebacker position, fill the need at linebacker. That spot needs to be answered immediately. I'm not saying that they have to answer it immediately in the first round, but if you don't go Cedric Van Pran at center, you got options at linebacker that you can bring in. So, yeah, that's my honest opinion on this whole thing. I think that, like I said, Smith will be that guy who at times can catch a defense off guard. It's the fact of the matter, you just got to the facts are you just got to take your time with him. Don't go in there and during the season expect him to start off big right away, because as a Steeler fan, I've done that too many times, so I know. I know that type of feel. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see what he does, what kind of play calling he brings to this this offense. Jeez. This offense. And hopefully he can turn this around, and he may be a long-term coordinator. It just depends on how he feels like, if he feels like he can be a good coach, or if he wants to stick at coordinator. But you got to be able to take this one game at a time. One game season. Every game, just look at that one game. What did freaking shoot. Coach Bill Cowher, my bad. What did Coach Bill Cowher say or do at one point in a season back in 2005 when they went on their Super Bowl run? The guys come in the locker room and it says there's only one game on the board, and that was, I believe it was Cincinnati. Or it was one of those teams, Cincinnati, or it was a different team. It's a one-game season. Take each game at a time. Again, to all those who wanted Mike Tomlin gone, forget it. He's going to be extending his contract, and he'll be our coach for probably another 4 more years. So 2024, 25, 26, 27, 20. So up until 2028, he'll be our coordinator or head coach. See, this is how out of sort this was. I did not expect to make this video today, but take your time with me. I am slightly autistic. That's why I stutter. But I come on here and do my best to put on some good content. And hopefully I do a pretty good job of it. I continue to want to do better on here. And I will be putting out another video today after the Chicago Bulls game. And to recap the Chicago Bulls during this video, I'll say this. Kobe White had, and this young offense had a good game, but it wasn't led by him. It was led by DeMar DeRozan. Just go on a run and completely dominate the end factor. So, yeah, this right here is going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting and very, hopefully, exciting, good season. We can finally put that notion of, we can say we have a good team and be able to step up against teams like the 49ers, because we have that type of team. We do. But we just don't. Mike Tomlin won't let guys do their own thing at their coordinator position. That's what's holding this team back, is because he wants to be the main signal caller on both sides of the ball. He has got to let these guys do their job. But anyway, the Bulls end up getting a big win over the Trailblazers. It was an overtime game, but I think it was overtime. Yeah. But I'll sit here and say that this was possibly one of the best team efforts I've seen them do. And it goes to show you don't need Zach LaVine on the court for this team to do good. Like I said in previous videos, do not expect them to win every single game, because you'll just be disappointed. This team is very young. Other than Vooch and DeMar on the team. But it also goes to show, how long is it going to take before the Bulls stop wanting to do these, another thing, dangerous decisions on these trades. A dangerous decision can completely just take all that good we've got and put it out the window. You don't want to just settle for one particular player, and especially a injury prone. They've been in talks with and they are in talks with the Detroit Pistons. It scares me that they're talking with them, but I also know that you need to get younger talent back. And we all know that Zach LaVine, pretty damn confident that he's not going to go anywhere this season. Maybe after this season he'll go to free agency, or there will be a trade package for him, depending on how it goes. But again, what they're looking at is his inconsistency at times, and not only that, but mainly his injuries. He's an injury-prone player. That is not to be taken away from his career. He's had a good career, but you put him in the right system, he'll probably be a 25, 30-point player. He's that good. And even more, he's even proven he can score 50. But this ain't the right system for Zach LaVine. And that's just a matter of fact of the whole situation. Zach LaVine just doesn't have a good system around him in Chicago. Because this is mainly a team that should be young guys. Like Kobe White. Like Dalen Terry. Like Julian Phillips. Like a Patrick Williams. And an Ayo Dosunmu. All these guys that I just named, Julian Phillips just came off probably his best game as a Chicago Bull, which is very intriguing when you look at a young player. Another young player in which we could use and would like to see special things from. Doesn't have to be a superstar, but be that player that can get you points, and he's shown that. He's a big that can shoot the three, and that's one of the reasons why they got him in the draft. So, another notion of this whole thing is, where will he fit in? Because if they got Patrick Williams and he's on the court, are they willing to bench him if he starts playing bad and put in Julian Phillips? And not only that, where's Adama Sanago at? It's like he doesn't get any chance to try at the next level because he's been doing good in Summer League or G League, whatever league he's in. He's performing well. Why not bring him up and let him, have a chance to show what he can do in this offense. This is a young offense that should be based around young guys. This is a young system type of run. Why don't we get him more involved? Why don't we bring him up and have him show us what he can do? Show us those traits that he's improved on. What is so big and so bad about not letting him come up and at least give it a shot? At least let him be given the opportunity to show what he can do. Because you can't just sit there and let him play in Summer League or G League and say, yeah, we got confidence in this guy, but yet you won't let him play against these opponents. He won't be ready unless you give him the chance. And that's what old man Jerry Deerdorf or whatever his fucking name is, I don't care anymore. Yeah, but they just don't bring him up, and you drafted him for a reason. He's improved in the G League, and what I hear is physical person and a defensive guy. Why not bring that in and have him rotate with guys like Andre Drummond and Nikola Vucevic? Why not let him come in and rotate with Vooch and Drummond? Because that could be a big thing for the Bulls. That could be what wins them. That could help win them a couple games. That could be your future center right there. But you're not showing that you care at all about bringing him up. Let him come up. Bring him up from the Summer League or G League, where, like I said, whichever one he's from. Let him be given the opportunity to show his skills. And if he has a rough patch, that's fine. He's coming up from the G League. He's playing against G League and Summer League talent. But those talents are also working themselves up to make a roster spot for the teams that they're playing for now. Give him the opportunity to show what he can do. Let him come in and see how he does on defense and offense. Because this could be big for this team if he shows out. And if he continues to show out and show what he can do and be improved in his skills, which he has shown, why are you holding that back? Why is Arturas holding that back? Why is Jerry holding that back? Why won't they promote him to the active roster and bring him in from the bench? Put him on the bench, have him come off the bench and show what he can do. That's all he needs. And I think that he would do a pretty decent job. I'm not saying he'd have a career year, but let them do their thing. Don't sit there and let them don't just sit there and waste their talents. Don't sit there and waste any of his talents. If he's willing to work like he has, that could rub off on the other dudes. Pause on that. That could seriously go towards the other guys and be like, yeah, we need to do better at times. And look at guys who haven't had that great of a season to start out. DeRozan, Levine, Vooch. Io's been pretty here and there. He's been here, there, a little bit of 50-50. But this team looks good. I mean, look at Kobe White. Since Zach LaVine was gone, he is sitting 4th place in most improved player. If he doesn't win it, okay, that's fine. But he was in that race, and that means something. I just believe that this can be a totally different team at one point down the line. Now, whether that's next season, the season after that, I don't know. That could be 2, 3, 4 years down the line. But you want to win championships. You're in win now. They don't rebuild, they retool. That's been the whole motto of Arturas, Jerry, ever since. Newsflash like that. Here's another one. They re-signed Billy Donovan. Extended his contract. So, what does that tell you what they want to do? Now, the ups and downs about this whole thing is whether Billy can keep his system, keeping his players being aggressive. Go out there, be aggressive. But we can't sit there and just pull a Uno card and, sometimes you'll go, woo! And then you'll pull that one card that you think is good, and then you turn around and it's a reverse. So the whole thing is get the job done. We need to execute. We need to be able to finish. We need to be able to close out games, which we haven't been able to do even with the younger team. But at times, this younger team has proven we can do this, that they can do this and get the win and close out games, but they can't continue to fight from behind every single night. They got to be able to close out games. The game will be coming on at 8 o'clock. I'll be watching it on the NBA League Pass on Prime. So I will make a video right after the game, say, being the recap. I just wanted to throw in this recap. Again, I'm not going to look at the stats or anything because I'm pretty sure that, again, the stats weren't all there. It wasn't like the most outlandish thing. But again, it happened, is there. Um, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it. Let's look at the game that they won. Oh, poop. I'm going to do this the simplest way. Ooh, I like this. You can see my Jordan poster. Okay. Oh, shoot. Yeah, this is my controller. But, yeah, here. I know the sun's a little, like, the light from outside is a little bit glaring. I'm sorry about that. In fact, let's scooch this like that. There you go. It's not too bad now. You can't really see my face, but hey. Shoot, I gotta get. Okay. There we go. Somebody's probably gonna roast me in the comments for that. Not Microsoft Store. Fuck. My bad. That is the wrong app. Microsoft Edge. See you on the other side. But yeah, like I said, I will make a video after the game tonight. The videos are going to be shorter. After this video, expect like 16, 25, maybe a 30-minute video. That's a little short for a video. Chicago Bulls. Da, 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 da. All right. Go here. Alright. No, don't want to go there. Games. Which one did they just get? Okay, they got done with the Trailblazers. Alright. So here is the box for the Bulls. Aldo Sumu shot 5 for 12. 5 for 12 from field goal range, 1 for 4 from 3-point range. Had 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 11 points. Vooch had a pretty off game. Vooch had, in 34 minutes, 6 for 14, 0 for 4 from downtown, 2 for 2 from free throw, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 14 points. Kobe White, in 42 minutes, shot 7 for 19, 1 for 9 from 3-point range, 1 for 2 from free throw, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 15 points. Alex Caruso, 3 for 7, 2 for 5 from 3-point range, 1 for 2 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 9 points. DeMar DeRozan led the way, 40 minutes, 8 for 14, 1 for 12, or 1 for 2 from free throw, 3-point line, 1 for 2 from the 3-point line, 3 for 3 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 20 points. Andre Drummond had shot 6 for 11, 3 for 3 from the free throw line, which is shocking. And got 7 rebounds, 15 points. So pretty solid game from Drummond. Julian Phillips had a pretty solid game. He shot 4 for 7, 1 for 3 from downtown, 2 for 4 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 11 points. So that right there I like. And yeah, so that is it for this video. Again, tell me what you guys think about the Arthur Smith signing, and also what you thought about the Bulls game versus Trailblazers. Again, I will be making a video right after this game tonight, after the Bulls home game. So be on the lookout for that, and I will also have another video tomorrow after the Bulls game versus the Hornets. And won't be doing another Bulls video until February 3rd when they face the Kings at home. So keep an eye out for those videos and uploads. Turn on that notification. Let me know what you guys think about this video. On this video, I'm going to test you guys. I don't think you guys can reach 40 likes. And I don't think you guys can reach 20 subscribers. Because I really do believe that I put together some good videos. The only reason I don't have the best audio is because I have to use a headset. And I'm not exactly on my computer. I don't have one of those mics like everybody else does. But I put together the best videos I can for you guys, and good quality, fun content. Let me know what you guys think. Again, 40 likes, and if we start reaching goals on the subscriber count, I will continue to make those goals. Again, right now, I think I just want to go with 10 subscribers. If you guys can reach that, then that would be a true blessing. And then we'll start going forward in the subscriber counts and likes and videos. Again, 40 likes and 10 subscribers. But the goal is at some point to reach 20 subscribers and then continue to go up. So please, I cannot do this without your guys' help. I want you to enjoy my videos and have a good time. And that'll be it for me on this one. Have a blessed day. And God, Jesus, number one. And I'm out. Peace.